Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour. J'espère que vous allez bien ce soir. It's a different time that I'm starting tonight because I had a little technical difficulty this morning. I would have done it at 8:30, my usual time, but I have another job, so I had to work that throughout the day. And I'm coming to you live right now. This is just for today, so today is Thursday, so next week I'll be back to my regular time, so don't worry. Bienvenue à la Français Communauté. Welcome to Community French. Je m'appelle Leo, and if you're new, I am a French teacher for Rola Languages. I'm also a Mandarin teacher. So yeah, welcome to my lesson. Bienvenue au cours de français. Je suis très content de vous voir ce soir. I'm very happy to see you tonight. And I hope that today's lesson goes well. I hope you enjoy today's lesson. Bon, premièrement, firstly, quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Now, previously, usually every lesson I start off saying, quelle est la date aujourd'hui? That means, what is the date today in French? I usually like to do that because it involves simple things like months and numbers and stuff like that. And it's also good to learn how to say a date in another language. Bon. So, quelle est la date aujourd'hui? If you know it, say it aloud or type it in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. Donc, aujourd'hui, now the way it works in French, you say the day, and then you say, aujourd'hui, c'est lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, and then you go le numéro, the date, the number, the day exactly, and then you say the year. So, aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, bah j'ai oublié, but aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, le 6 août 2020. Aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, le 6 août 2020. Bon, très bien. Et quel temps fait-il? Quel temps fait-il? What is the weather like? Well, il fait gris un peu, il fait du soleil un peu, il est nuit maintenant parce qu'il est 20 heures du soir. Il est humide aussi, très humide aujourd'hui. I find that all these days are very humid, hot, like very humid. Bon. Now, that was just a little introduction, so I would like to share with you today what we're doing in our lesson. Ce soir, bon. Vocabulaire. So I'm going to show you a few things today. I'm going to do l'espace d'habitation, which means basically it translates to like living spaces. And also we're going to do a little bit of grammaire il y a. And then we'll do a few exercises down below. We'll do these aloud, and we will do them aloud, or I'll type a few and I'll do a few aloud. So I'll maybe do 5 total. I'll do 2 aloud or 3 aloud and 2 typed. Bon, très bien. Now, I want to show you some vocabulary because having vocabulary in any language is very important. It allows you to construct more precise and more meaningful sentences. Phrase in French. Phrase is a sentence in French. Bon. Now, a lot of these you might recognize, or you might think, oh, that makes sense. That makes more sense than what I say, you know, per se. Bon. Premièrement, firstly, we have l'appartement. L'appartement. Now, répétez après moi. Appartement. That means apartment. We have la maison, which is house. We have l'étage, which is floor or story. We have la pièce ou la salle, which is the room. We have, oh, excuse me, 1 minute. We have la pièce ou la salle, which is the room. We have la cuisine, which is the kitchen. Cuisine, cuisiner, that means to cook. We have la salle à manger, that means the dining room. La salle à manger. We have le salon, which is the living room. L'escalier, which is the stairway. It's masculine. Notice that it may seem like there's many stairs, but this is a masculine word. We have le couloir, which is hallway. La salle de bain, which is bathroom. Les toilettes, which is restrooms. La chambre, which is bedroom. Le bureau, which is office or study. or also as another noun, it means desk, like a desk itself. Le sous-sol, or la cave, which is the basement. Remember, sous is a preposition meaning under. Le grenier means an attic, like in the house, an attic. Le jardin, which it's a yard or a garden. Le mur, in a wall, that's a wall. Le mur. Dans la chambre, il y a une armoire, une armoire, an armoire or a chest. We also say armoire in English, but that means the same thing. Le bureau, desk, like I said before, it also means something else. La commode, that's a chest of drawers. Like we in English call that a bureau. It's kind of funky how we call that a bureau, but then they call that a commode. La lampe, lamp. Le lit, bed. Le miroir, mirror. Le placard, closet. La table de nuit, the night table or the nightstand. Dans le salon. Qu'est-ce que c'est le salon? That's the living room. We have le canapé, couch. La chaise, chair. Le fauteuil, armchair. La table, table. Le tableau, painting. Notice the difference. La table, table. Le tableau, painting. Also behind me, this thing, we call that le tableau aussi, or un tableau, a whiteboard. Le tapis, rug. L'étagère, shelf. Et dans la cuisine, finalement, il y a une cuisinière. Une cuisinière, that's a stove. Le four, oven. Le micro-ondes, microwave. Notice that it kind of has a similar sound. Micro-ondes. Onde, O-N-D-E, means like a wave, like a pew, pew. I don't know how to describe it, but le frigo, refrigerator, or refrigo, it doesn't matter. I hear both. Et l'évier, masculine, that's a sink. Bon, I will review these at the end quickly, and I will also be posting these in a worksheet as well. So if you have any questions, you can refer to them. Bon, next I want to show you is some grammaire il y a. Il y a is an expression. It's an expression, which means there is or there are. And if you this a right here, that is a conjugation of the verb avoir. So let's look into this a little bit. The verb avoir, which means to have, is used impersonally in the expression il y a. So meaning the verb avoir in this context, it doesn't associate itself with a person. It means it's impersonal, so like to an object. So il y a means there is or there are. Now, like there is a book, there is a desk, so forth. So first, I'm going to show you how to use it. We have il y a un salon dans l'appartement. Il y a un salon dans l'appartement. There is a living room in the apartment. Remember earlier I told you un salon is a living room? There is a living room in the apartment. Il y a 3 lampes dans la chambre. There are 3 lamps in the room. Notice how these two look the same, il y a, but there's a way to tell when one thing is singular, one thing is plural. Obviously, in this context, there's more than 1 lamp, so that's why it translates to there are. Il y a 3. Il y a 3. If there was il y a un lampe, it'd be there is 1 lamp. But if there's il y a 2, 3, 4, 97, what have you, 2000 lampes, that is there are. 3 lampes dans la chambre. There are 3 lamps in the room. Il n'y a pas de frigo dans la cuisine. There is not or there isn't a fridge in the kitchen. Now the ne pas to us as English speakers, that translates to not, like not. But in French, I've talked about this previously. It comes up very often in French. When you want to make something negative, you take ne pas for the most part, and you put it around the conjugated verb. You put it so you have ne and then you have pas, and you put it around the conjugated verb. So the rule with this is this a right here is conjugated. For that is the verb avoir. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, a. So what you do is you take the ne and you put the pas around the conjugated verb. The e right here, the e is like a marker, let's say, and the e represents location. The e is used to represent location. So that's why the e is right there. The y, the y in English. So what you do is you put the ne pas around the conjugated verb, and you wouldn't say il, y, n'a pas. You wouldn't say that. You'd say il n'y a pas. You wouldn't say il y n'a pas. You would say il n'y a pas, because the French, like I've stated in previous videos, they like when things flow all together. Bon. Il n'y a pas de frigo dans la cuisine. There is not a fridge in the kitchen. Bon. Now these ones, I will do mostly aloud. Bon. Now, we'll take these slow. I will go slowly. I'll show you the other vocabulary and we'll go from there. Bon. Exercice 5.16. Translate to French. Traduction en français. Numéro 1. There is a kitchen in the house. I'm actually going to type it. There is a kitchen in the house. So how do we say there is again? We learned it up here. Il y a. Très bien. Numéro 1. Oh. Il y a. How do we say a kitchen? La cuisine. Now we're not going to say the kitchen. We want to say a kitchen. So this is where the indefinite article comes in. Une, because it's feminine. Une cuisine dans. Now we want to say the house, not a house, the house, because we're talking about specifically. Dans la maison. Très bien. Numéro 2. There is a mouse in the kitchen. Hey, I don't like mice. Do you like mice? I don't. Oui, okay. Il y a. Il y a. A mouse in French is une souris. I think it's une or un. My mind is blanking. Give me 1 second. It's feminine. Il y a une souris dans la cuisine. That's how you say there is a mouse in the kitchen. Now, we're going to be taking this construct again and we're going to be putting it towards, there isn't a kitchen in the house. We're taking the ne pas and we're putting around the il y a. So watch what I do. Toi. Il n'y a pas. Il n'y a pas une cuisine. Sorry, I can't type. Il n'y a pas une cuisine dans la maison. Il n'y a pas une cuisine dans la maison. There is not a kitchen in the house. We know how to say there is a kitchen in the house, right up here. Il y a une cuisine dans la maison. We want to say, we want to say there is not a kitchen in the house. Il n'y a pas une cuisine dans la maison. Très bien. Now we'll do up to 5 because these both are positive and regular and no. So I don't know how to say it. Something in negative. So they're positive and negative, if you want to say. That's the best way I can describe it. Bon, 4. There are 2 bathrooms. Il y a. How do we say 2 in French? Deux. Très bien. How do we spell it? This is tricky, kind of. D-E-U-X. Deux. Il y a 2 toilettes. Now, how do we say there are not 2 bathrooms? We'll do this on our own. Il n'y a pas de toilette. Très bien, très bien. Et numéro 5 pour la finale. There aren't any bathrooms. Now, don't worry about is or aren't. You know how we conjugate that a little differently? In French, you don't have to worry about that. You don't change the a to on or something like that. You just keep it. So watch. Il n'y a pas de toilettes. Now, the des toilettes is representing any bathrooms plural because there's not specific. And the reason why it's any, and the reason why I'm using the des instead of les is because it's an indefinite article. It's not counting that there are 2 bathrooms in the house. It's not counting there are 5. I'm not talking about my specific bathroom. I'm talking about a random bathroom. Like if I want to buy the house, ah bah, est-ce qu'il y a des toilettes dans la maison? Ah non, il n'y a pas de toilettes. Il n'y a pas de toilettes. Bon, très bien. Now, I just wanted to do 5 exercises with 5 sentences with you. There are 8 altogether. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this. Actually, one of my colleagues is going to upload all this stuff onto a Google Doc. And I would like, if you want to do a little, like, I don't want to assign homework, but if you want to do a little homework for fun, feel free to finish this exercise. You will have all these vocabulary words and you will have all of these grammar points to help you with the homework tonight. If you're not really, I'm a teacher, so I like to call it homework, but it's not homework. It's just something fun to do during COVID. Bon. So let's review this really quickly. We'll go over this really quickly. L'espace d'habitation, which means living space, basically. We learned how to say apartment, house, appartement, maison, l'étage, which is floor, la pièce, la salle, which is room, la cuisine, which is kitchen, la salle à manger, which is a dining room. Remember, manger means to eat, so the room to eat, basically, that's how it translates. Le salon, living room, l'escalier, stairway, couloir, hallway, la salle de bain, bathroom, les toilettes, restroom. No, toilette is always plural because even in a house, I mean, even in a house, it's plural, even though there might just be one toilet. Different dialects say something different though. But yeah. La chambre, bedroom, le bureau, office or study, le sous-sol, cave, basement, le grenier, attic, le jardin, yard or garden, le mur, wall, dans la chambre, l'armoire, chest, le bureau, desk, la commode, chest of drawers. We have a different word for commode in English. A commode, like it's when somebody is elderly and they cannot make it to the toilet, they use a commode, but that does not translate from French really. I mean, it is a French word, but it doesn't translate. La lampe, lamp, le lit, bed, le miroir, mirror, le placard, closet, la table de nuit, night table. And finalement, actually no, 2 more. Dans le salon, in the living room. Le canapé, couch, la chaise, chair, le fauteuil, armchair, la table, table, le tableau, painting, le tapis, rug, l'étagère, shelf. Et dans la cuisine, la cuisinière, stove, le four, oven, le micro-ondes, microwave, le frigo, refrigerator, et l'évier, sink. And then briefly, I touched on il y a because it's important as well. I couldn't just jump into that exercise below without introducing il y a to you. You will see this more and more coming up in videos and lessons in French if you choose to take more lessons in French. Il y a is important. It means there is or there are in French. It uses the verb avoir and it's used impersonally. So not personally like how I know it as j'ai, tu as, il est là. It's used impersonally with the subject pronoun il. Il, as you know it, means he, but it also can translate to it or there in French, depending on context. Now, regardless of if anything is masculine, feminine, singular, plural, you always keep the il y a. If it's negative, you take the il, ni, a, pa. And that you put the e right here because it has to do with location. You're directing something, you're directing someone to a location, or you're describing a location, and it has to do, the e always goes with location, the y, the y. And then briefly, we did an exercise together. I did 5 exercises with you about il y a, and then we also used some vocabulary on the home and the living spaces. Boom. And I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to go back. Boom. Now, I hope that this lesson was pretty informative for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, number one, because that's the most important thing of this lesson. It's so you enjoy it, because it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be book heavy. It's not supposed to be like this, that, or whatever. It's supposed to be enjoyable. You're supposed to want to come to each lesson like ready and energized to learn French. Yeah, so I hope that the lesson was nice, and I hope to see you again in some of my other lessons. As always, if you could like, comment, and share on this video, as well as some other videos that my colleagues do, it would be greatly appreciated. If you could like Rolla Languages website, if you could like Rolla Languages Facebook page, that would be greatly appreciated. We also have an Instagram page. And also feel free to take a peek at our website, rollalang.com, where we have tons of resources up there, profiles about teachers and all that good jazz. So feel free to take a peek, and you can also find our worksheets there. So yeah, I hope that today's lesson was very informative, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Either myself or one of my colleagues will get back to you. Yeah, and I hope that you guys stay safe and you stay healthy and well, and you study languages during this lockdown, because it's a great thing. It's a great thing to improve on, because you could possibly go to a new job or something, and even if you know, I don't know how to say bonjour, ça va, that shows that you can break down a wall, and you can build new relationships, which is very key in today's day. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed my lesson tonight, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will see you le mardi prochain. Le mardi prochain. Au revoir. Bonne soirée. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.